In 2014, the world's largest white truffle was flown to New York, accompanied by a security guard, and sold at auction for $61,000.
By weight, the fungus on this plate is more expensive than gold or platinum. Truffles are one of the most expensive foods on Earth. The highest quality ones can sell for $4,000 a pound, sometimes much more. Chefs fly them in on private jets, waiters handle them with white gloves, and diners pay thousands of dollars just for the privilege of smelling them. But there's one part of the truffle story that never makes it onto the menu, because that truffle on your plate has a body count. Every year in Italy, dozens of highly trained truffle-hunting dogs are poisoned, stolen, or killed, not by accidents, or by dangerous wildlife, but by people. Why? Because behind this mushroom-like symbol of luxury is something far darker, a hidden network of rivalry, secrecy, and sabotage. What some have described as a Truffle Mafia, a vicious turf war for control over the most profitable truffle-producing forests and the special dogs that are trained to find them. So, while diners in high-end restaurants pay top dollar for a few shaved curls of decadence, in Italy, it's the dogs and the people who love them who pay the ultimate price. Truffle hunting is an age-old tradition that has been around since ancient times. In more modern times, as truffles became increasingly popular and valuable, the hunt started to change. The truffle hunters started closely guarding their methods, with many not even telling their own friends and families about their most prized truffle locations. And for good reason. Those secret parcels of dirt can often translate into a consistent source of wealth over a lifetime. One of the main reasons why truffles are so rare and expensive today is that the very best ones cannot be farmed, making them incredibly difficult to find. We can grow diamonds in a lab. We can farm caviar in a tank. We can even clone sheep. But despite billions of dollars in research and centuries of trying, we still cannot farm the Alba white truffle. They are wild, stubborn, and biological miracles. They only grow underground in specific forests, within a delicate fungal network amongst the roots of specific oak, hazel, or poplar trees. They need the perfect amount of rain, the perfect soil pH, and the perfect temperature. If you miss the window, you get nothing. And here is the kicker. Because they grow underground, a human can stand directly on a parcel of dirt directly over a $5,000 truffle and have no idea it's there. At least not without help. This is where the truffle hunting animals come in. And originally it wasn't dogs. The OG truffle hunters were actually pigs. Pigs are natural truffle hunters. The scent of a truffle mimics the sex pheromones of a male pig, so the sows go crazy for it. But there were two problems. One, try wrestling a 400-pound pig who just found a delicious snack. Good luck. 2. Pigs destroy the forest floor. Their hooves rip up the delicate fungal network in the soil, ruining it for future years. So, in 1985, Italy banned the pigs to save the forests, and the age of the dog began. Pretty much any dog that likes work, has a strong nose, and is trainable can become a truffle hunter. But the most famous truffle hunting breed by far is the Lagotto Romagnolo, a breed that few people outside Italy have ever heard of. Highly intelligent and trained almost entirely by scent, it is the ultimate truffle hunting dog. With its curly coat, it looks like a teddy bear. A teddy bear that can coincidentally make you very rich. The most dedicated truffle trainers will introduce the scent of truffles to puppies that are still nursing, so that its scent is one of the first things imprinted on the young puppies' minds. Once the puppies know and recognize the smell, the next step is soaking items with the truffle scent and creating games with them, such as hiding the truffle items for the puppies to find. Other methods include playing fetch with pieces of truffle or fermented gorgonzola cheese and burying truffles in treats deep underground to build the dog's stamina and skill. By the time the dog is an adult, its nose is a biological radar. It can filter through the smell of wet earth, rotting leaves, wild boars, and gasoline to pinpoint a single fungus buried 2 feet underground. Over time, truffle dogs became everything to their owners. One dog can make or break a hunter's entire season. They are the breadwinners for entire families. A top-tier dog can find $5,000 worth of truffles in a single morning. And that is exactly why they are the target. When that kind of money is on the line, people start doing some seriously questionable things. Here is where the tragedy starts. Back when truffle hunting dogs first became popular, they were treated like tools, or just another part of the job. That's not the case anymore. Today, most truffle hunters have a very real, deep bond with their dogs. They train together, live together, and work together as a family. Many older truffle hunters still go out with their dogs every season. Not because they're trying to earn a living, but because they love the hunt and spending time with what is often their only companion. And that's exactly what makes the truffle wars so brutal. Because when someone poisons a truffle dog, they're not just sabotaging someone else's business and livelihood. They're killing someone's family member. Truffle hunting has become one of the most dangerous jobs for dogs in Italy for a simple reason. There are more people chasing truffles than ever before, with far fewer wild truffles left to find. Demand and prices keep going up. White truffles need damp, musty forests and fields to prosper. As climate change dries out the Italian forests, the truffles are becoming harder to find, pushing prices even higher. Hotter summers and drier soil mean the same land that once supported dozens of hunters now barely supports a few. As the price rises, the desperation in the woods only gets worse. When something like this threatens your entire livelihood, things get ugly. Some hunters try to adapt. They go out at night or early in the morning, spend longer hours in the woods, and work even harder, hoping to make up the difference. But others take a much darker route and try to get rid of the competition entirely. And it's brutal. If you are a jealous rival and you want to stop your competition, you don't attack the hunter. That's assault. You go to jail. Instead, you attack the tool. You take out the dog. The methods used in the Italian forests are the stuff of nightmares. Strychnine-laced meatballs hidden under leaves. Sausages filled with rat poison tossed in shallow holes. Sponges fried in grease that swell in a dog's stomach and cause a slow, agonizing blockage. Some people even go so far as to set up spiked traps or hide razor blades or glass in pieces of food. Rivals will walk into a productive patch of forest and scatter bait in select patches where they knew that expertly trained dogs would find them and ultimately get eliminated. The same hunter would then return to the area later to sweep up truffles with their own hounds. And even though most truffle hunters know the risks and do everything they can to protect their dogs, these methods still work with devastating consequences. Take the story of Thor. Thor was a star truffle dog. One morning, his owner saw him grab a piece of sausage hidden under a leaf. He pried it out of Thor's mouth immediately. He thought he was safe, but the forest was mined. 5 minutes later, Thor found another one. Within 30 minutes, he was shaking, foaming at the mouth, and his eyes had turned blood red. He died in his owner's arms before they could reach the local vet clinic. Then there's Floki, another truffle dog who was poisoned twice but managed to survive. And Bella, who came across the body of a dead fox, poisoned by the same bait that was probably meant for her. It's not just truffle dogs that are in danger. These baits don't discriminate. Wildlife dies. Unrelated pets die. Brando, a Labrador, was out for a normal walk with his family when he picked up a poisoned treat left behind from the truffle wars. He died even though he had nothing to do with truffle hunting at all. This isn't rare. In one of the worst cases, 30 dogs were killed in a single weekend. The dogs ate poisoned morsels that had been strategically hidden where the dogs would find them, out of sight of their owners. The killings were described as a massacre. One statement referred to the killer as a madman, a criminal who carried out this shameful gesture, killing off dozens of truffle hunters' dogs, to remain alone to search for truffles in that area. Yet no one came forward, no one was held responsible. And the police? They are almost powerless, because the Truffle Mafia has a strict code of silence. Hunters often know exactly what's happening. Many of them suspect who's responsible. But if you talk to the police, maybe your car burns down next. Or maybe your house does. So the hunters stay silent and the dogs keep dying. And the dogs who do survive may never hunt again. No one really knows how many truffle dogs are killed every year. Imagine the psychological toll on the hunters. Every time they let their dog off the leash to work, they are gambling with its life. Many hunters now work in the dead of night, using red flashlights, just to avoid being seen by rivals who might mark their spots for poisoning the next day. As long as truffles are worth this much, and the forest where they grow keep shrinking. The truffle wars are only going to get worse. Today, the truffle wars have gone way past poison. Some of the most valuable, best-trained truffle dogs aren't just being killed. They're being stolen out of trucks and straight from their own farms, never to be seen again. One hunter described the stolen dogs as disappearing into a kind of black hole. It's gotten to the point that most owners won't even tell you their dogs' names, just in case. And it's not just the dogs. Hunters talk about a real war occurring with trufflers being carjacked, tires being slashed, cars getting shot at, and pickup trucks being blown up. People are being threatened, beaten, and even killed. Much of this violence is rarely reported because dog owners don't want their secret truffle fields discovered. Instead, truffle hunters have taken things into their own hands, patrolling the forests, setting up surveillance cameras, and even opting for vigilante justice when another hunter comes under suspicion. Retribution is delivered on their own terms, perhaps through a poisoned water well or field. What started as a quiet competition has turned into a full-on truffle turf war. And the truth is, there isn't much anyone can do about it. Sure, the police try. They send out their own poison detection dogs ahead of truffle season to sweep the forests. But the woods are too big and the poison is too easy to hide. Sometimes they investigate the more serious crimes. But the best they can really do is direct the hunters to muzzle their dogs when out in the forests. That's it. So while tourists sign up for authentic truffle hunts, and wealthy diners spend thousands of dollars on what is, at the end of the day, a fancy fungus that looks like a small, lumpy potato. The real cost is not what's on the receipt. It's the dogs, the wildlife, and the heartbreak of the truffle hunters who loved their dogs like their own children.